OMG.
And welcome back to
Us
Borderlands
grinding
2.
money. To the money grind simulator.
So, I don't know. What have you been reading / watching lately? Other than Yu-Gi-Oh?
I actually finished Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm done
really?
with it. Well, actually, that's not. I'm not completely done with it. I have to watch the rest of Pyramid of Light. No, wait,
Okay.
not Pyramid of Light. Dark Side of the Dimension.
Yeah.
I only got a chance to watch half of it. I had shit to do, and now I'm just watching Brains. You know, when it updates.
Yeah.
I actually started reading Toriko again. I've been having a lot of fun with that. The last time I read Toriko was a few years ago. I think you really like that, like Toriko. Basically, it's about, there are like these food hunters out there, and they go out and they fight like these giant beasts, and cook them.
Alright.
And the Toriko, I think the way that it goes is like, Luffy was based off of Goku,
Yeah.
and Toriko was based off of Luffy,
Okay.
which is funny. They're like all based off of each other. And there's actually like a special. There's a One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and Toriko special,
Yeah.
where they all get together and just like beat the shit out of some people or whatever. But it's just really, really fucking cool. Like, the main character, Toriko, he has a fighting style that is centered around, like, forks and knives. So, like, one hand he makes into a knife, you know, like, figuratively. And the other one he makes into a fork figuratively. And he can, like, punch holes in people or, like, fucking cut these giant beasts in half. And it's just so cool. It's basically just, like, a quest for food. Like, he's a total foodie. He can eat, like, way more than fucking Goku and Luffy, for sure. And they just, like, go on adventures, him and his buddy Komatsu. And they just, like, find, like, these really fucking, like, terrifying beasts and just kill them and think of different ways to cook them up. And they're trying to fight against this other group that just, like, kills beasts for fun. Like, I don't really want to say they even, like, kill them for sport. They just, like, kill animals because they're bored. And Toriko's like, that's fucking sacrilegious. Like, when you kill an animal, you have to give thanks, and you have to cook every part of them, or else it's, you know, like, sacrilegious. And it's just really fucking cool. There's this one other guy, his name's Coco, he has, like, power over poison. Oh, another cool thing that Toriko does is he's, like, really good at, like, intimidating people, and, like, especially animals. Like, he can, like, bring forth, like, his appetite demon. Yeah, you can't really call it, like, a stand. But, it's like an embodiment of, like, his will to just fucking eat everything. And he can use it to just, like, scare the shit out of people. Super fucking funny. So there's another guy, Coco. He controls poison. He can, like, secrete poison from his body. There's another guy named Sani who, can, like, control his hair. Like, as, like, an extension of his body. He can do a bunch of really cool things with it. Like, deflect shit. There's another dude named Zebra who can just, like, yell really fucking loud.
I'm not even collecting money and look at my money counter.
Good thing we share money.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, we share money.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine if, like, you did this with, like, 4 people.
Oh my god.
This is really, really good on, like, high levels, because, like, when you replay this game, obviously, like, the loot, the money pickup scale.
Yeah.
So, like, you can make a lot of money using this glitch. So, yeah, that's what I've been reading recently. What else?
I've read 2 new manga.
Okay.
The first one is this fucking stupid one. It's called, Miss Corporate Slave Wants to Be Healed by a Lolly Spirit. And it's essentially just like this lady that just works at this whatever company who just literally just works like all fucking night just because she wants to get all her work done. Everyone piles their work onto her. Is haunted by this spirit who is literally just like a little girl who's always trying to get her to like leave solely because she thinks that if she works too much, she'll die.
Oh.
And it's essentially just like a stupid little gag manga. And the only reason that she keeps working throughout the night is because the corporate slave thinks that the spirit is cute. And it, like, gives her the drive to keep working.
Oh, nice.
But, like, that goes against what the spirit wants.
Mm-hmm. I reread Siren a little while ago. Siren is basically about like, so this kid finds like a card, and it's like a card to like a payphone, and when he goes to the payphone and he uses it, him and like a bunch of other people get teleported to like another world, and you find out that the world that they get teleported to is like Japan, like from like a few years in the future. And it doesn't look like Japan, it just looks like a complete barren, like, wasteland, like a desert. And it's full of just these monsters that just attack people. And as they, like, go through it and whatever, they basically find out that, like, the other place is called Siren. And they find out that the longer that they spend there, the more they actually start to form, like, psychic powers. And essentially the story is like they randomly get like teleported to Siren every now and then, and every time they go they get stronger from being there, but they have to fight stronger creatures. And all the while they're essentially just trying to find out like what the fuck happened to Japan to turn it into a wasteland. And it's just a really good, like, compelling story. And they're really creative with like the abilities that some people have, like the main character has this one that has that ability. I think it's called, like, Makaleki's Door or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Basically, he can control, like, a really tiny sphere, and, like, whatever this sphere touches essentially just gets, like, erased from existence. Super cool stuff. So I reread that a while ago. If you want to read something really, really wholesome, I recommended this to Juan. Have you ever heard of a manga called Cooking Papa?
No.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Super wholesome. So it's basically about, like, this... I think he's a vice president or something, or like a... Yeah, something like that. He's like the vice president for, like, a printing company or something like that. And he's this really huge, broad-chinned guy. He's super, super fucking serious all the time. And he's, like, really tough on his employees, especially on the intern. But the funny thing is like...
We are lagging this game something fierce.
I think it's all the money that showed up. Oh my god. The lag is so bad.
Let's try to collect some money. There we go.
Let's swap things.
Okay.
So, but he has, he's married. He has a wife and he has a little boy. And you basically find out that he's actually a really, really good cook. And he's a really, really nice father and husband. But the thing is he doesn't want the people that he works with to know that he's a good cook. Because he thinks that that's, like, a very, like, a feminine thing to be doing is cooking. And he doesn't want his employees to, like, look down on him. Because he's worried that it'll affect their productivity. And, like, he just gets into, like, all this really cute hijinks where he ends up, like, cooking stuff for, like, the office or for his boss or his employees and his family, and it's just... It's so funny. Like, there's one part where, like, you know, he's really good at his job and doing paperwork and shit, and there's one time where he finds out that his little boy is sick, so he starts, like, fucking riding home super fast. I think he rides around in, like, a little, like, scooter. Like an electric scooter, and this cop, like, pulls him over and it's like, you're speeding or whatever, I have to write you a ticket. And the guy pulls him over, he gets off his scooter. Meanwhile, this guy's huge, so this cop is, like, terrified, and he's just like, alright, fine, give me the ticket, I could ride it faster than you anyway. So he takes the ticket out of the cop's hand, he writes it himself, and then he hands it back to him, and he's like, I gotta go. It's so funny. And the cop is, like, standing there, like, in disbelief. It's such a cute, wholesome manga.
You know, that... I mean, it was a manga, obviously, but the anime, Takagi-san?
Yeah.
Where it's, like, the girl that teases the kid, the boy.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, I love it, too. I found out there's a sequel manga where they're older.
Oh.
And they have a kid. And it's essentially just the same but older. Except now they have a kid to mess with. And the Nishikata is just trying to be like cool dad, but he's just not a cool person.
You'd think that after a while he'd stop being so fucking afraid of everything.
Yeah. Like, he still tries to, like, get Takagi back. And
whenever he does, he doesn't realize it.
Yeah. Like, they had one of those moments in the sequel manga where, like, he started like complimenting the fuck out of Takagi, and Takagi like
to like embarrass her.
yeah, well, he didn't even know she was there. She thought it was just his daughter like messing with him. It was like, oh, mommy's home. It's like, yeah, right. She wouldn't be home right now. And it's like, oh, what would you say if she was here? And he starts saying like all this sweet shit, and it ends up that she is there, and he gets like all mad, embarrassed and shit. But then when she closes the door, she starts getting all embarrassed.
It's so funny. My husband loves me.
He
He doesn't think I'm a bitch.
I found this manga like yesterday, and I'm like 60 chapters in. It's like a 90 chapter manga so far. As for anime, I've been watching this gag anime that was like about this girl who wants to be a magician, but she sucks at it.
Like a magician girl.
But the thing is that whenever she like fucking messes up a trick, it always turns into something fucking erotic, because it's fucking Japan.
It's like the fucking like one character from Prison School. After a while, like deep into Prison School, Gakuto actually gets like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
He finds a girl that's like as into like history as he is. But the thing is like she's a freaking klutz, like super klutzy. And every day she manages to get herself in these like ridiculous, like overly sexualized accidents. She's like hanging off like a flagpole by her freaking panties or something. And it's like, how? How does this keep happening?
And then another one that I've been watching is called Are You Lost? Which is about these 4 schoolgirls that get trapped on a deserted island and they have to fucking survive.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like one of them just happens to be a fucking survival expert, because apparently she's been trapped on deserted islands like 20 times already throughout her life.
I wish that fucking High School of the Dead didn't like just die. Because I really love High School of the Dead, even though it's like super like over-sexualized. It was such a cool like zombie killer manga, but like I think the creator like passed away or maybe just stopped. I don't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm. I wish they would just make a fucking second season of Prison School anime already. Like, fuck, dude.
God, I think the lag is catching up.
Yeah. We gotta start collecting, like, giving it a break. Alright, there we go.
There's a series that reminds me of Takagi, called Love is... I think it's called Love is War. I'm not sure I got the name right, but essentially it's about this girl who's like the top of her class and such. She's like from a rich family, and she's in the student council, but she's like the vice president, and the president of the student council is a really smart guy, but he's like from the middle class / like poor side of society. But he's still like, you know, because he's like doing such a good job at school, he's getting a lot of scholarships and shit. And they both end up having a crush on each other. However, they're also very aware that the other person has a crush on them. And so the entire series is about the other person trying to get the other person to confess that they're the ones, because in life, whoever admits defeat first, or rather, like, every fight has to come down to someone who's admitting defeat. And if you say that you're the one that's in love, then you've ultimately decided that you were too weak to keep it in a whole bunch. So the idea behind, or for the entire series, is that they're just trying to find ways to make the other person say that they have a crush on them. But they don't completely know, too. They don't, like... I don't know, it's weird. Like, they know, but they don't know if the other person has a crush. And they have, like, really funny situations. One of my favorite situations was, it's raining outside heavily, and so the other person, one of the people is like, oh, hey, well, maybe I can get this girl to come walk with me under my umbrella. And so, the other person decides, alright, I'm going to do the same thing. And they get to the entrance, and they're like, oh, hey, I seem to have forgotten my umbrella. And they both say the same exact thing to each other, and so they have to, like, decide whether or not it's worth to say that, like, oh, hey, I was lying about not having an umbrella, and that would basically, out them as having a crush on that person.
What a bunch of losers.
For some reason, that reminds me of an anime that I need to finish watching from like a couple years ago, called Suredure Children. Where it was just like it's
so
just
good.
It's just a whole anime of awkward teen romance situations.
Oh, I've seen that before.
It's
yeah,
so good.
It's pretty
funny.
funny.
Oh my god.
I also need to watch. I think it was called Fastest Finger First. That was one that I was into for a while, but I never finished.
I have to watch. What is it? Fucking what's the like mechanical boxing one?
Oh, I forget what it's called.
Not
I know what you're talking about.
Hajime no Ippo. I think it's called. I'm not talking about that. It's like I don't remember. Megalobox.
Yeah.
That's what
Is
it
it Megalobox?
Yeah, it's
I thought it was something
Megalobox.
else. I'm thinking Medaka's Box.
Medeka's box is funny. I will say that much. Medeka's box is very funny. Although it's funny because like I like all the characters except for Medeka herself. I'm not really too crazy about her as a character. And what's another one? I should really finish like Fooly Cooly actually.
I should watch it.
Now that I think about it.
I never watched it.
I watched a little bit of it when it was on Adult Swim.
There's a lot of anime
Toonami.
that I
don't
should
remember what
watch.
was on.
Toonami and Adult Swim.
Oh, and what's the new one now? Like Fire Force or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Phil has been like going crazy about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved fucking Soul Eater.
Yeah, that I have to finish watching. There's a lot of anime I need to finish watching. Right now, I'm like on 2 big ones, so I'm kind of like.
Yeah, I'm finishing up part 5 right now. I'm up to. I love Doppio.
Doppio is so funny.
I don't know. I have to watch the Soul Eater anime and the manga because I know they both end differently.
Well, yeah, because like the Soul Eater manga like ended like fucking years after the anime did.
Yeah.
That and the anime ending is apparently really stupid. Like, the only thing I really know about the ending to the anime is that Maka finds out she's, like, a weapon and a Meister, like, at the same time.
Oh.
And it's really dumb.
Kind of weird. There was one weapon where, like, he was a mirror, and, like, he could, you know, obviously fight, like, on his own without, like, a fucking fleeb or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, the greatest technique that he had is he would, like, fold himself into this really elaborate shape, and he would essentially make, like, a solar beam. Because he was, like, a mirror.
Yeah.
So he'd, like, make all these different mirrors on his body, and he would, like, contort himself in a way so that he would, like, super magnify, like, a sun ray. And he would just, like, launch, like, a solar beam, like in Pokemon. It was ridiculous. He used it against this one guy. He, like, burnt off half of his face. It was ridiculous.
Alright, well, I think this is where we're going to end the episode. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos of us just getting loot.
But how long were we fucking rambling for? How long were we talking for?
For, like, almost, like, over 15 minutes.
Oh, man. Fuck. Didn't feel like that. We almost have $1 million.
Yeah. If you want to see us get more loot, ring that bell notification. Question of the day.
Oh god, I don't even fucking know. Have you ever? I don't know. What's your favorite anime or manga?
Put that shit in the comments below. I'm Bottles.
I'm G.
See ya. Don't be mad.